Hello, Mr. Brad.
I'm ready to be talked to. Tell me something.
Well, what do you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you about the nature of the universe? You want to hear something creative? Give me a direction, brother.
My soul is lacking tonight. I need to know some shit.
Well, let's see. I know it's a very nice night. The world is alive. I think, maybe the world needs a little reset. I don't know, man. I mean, it's getting kind of crazy. All the nations are nuts. I mean, we as Americans, we seem to focus on us, but, the world is crazy too, and sometimes if you look outside your box, outside of the grid, imagine that, you can find out things that you never knew and even learn stuff. So, would you like to learn some stuff tonight? Go ahead, Beth.
Hey, well, here's what I know is that you can't understand the box that you're sitting inside of unless you get outside and look at the outside of it. Unless you go outside the grid, you can't understand what's on the inside the grid. So,
the biggest thing is, with the outside of the grid, I mean, you're absolutely right. Unless you're willing to look outside of your little tribal affiliations or little box you live in. I mean, the natural, comfortable order you live in every day, unless you decide to kind of venture out of that box and look back inside of it, you can't see some problems. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Brad.
Well, of course, that's a bigger philosophy. Whenever I say something like that, that's leading you down the road of Buddhism. That scares a lot of people, but I don't know. That's just my...
Well, people call it Buddhism whenever you get to the point when you start talking about alternate religions. I made a comment here the other day, and it's like, religion is based on, what everybody needs at a certain time. If you need, Zen, like natural calming order in your life, well, you don't tend to follow a certain religion or idealism. The biggest thing is don't lock yourself into it. If you need something different, don't let outside forces make you conform to Christianity, Southern Baptism. I mean, you pick the religion that is, popular. Well, don't let yourself get locked into it. Explore a little bit and find what is natural for you. It may be atheism, which is, now me personally, I don't go down that road, but, I understand folks do. But, at the same time, it could be that, but you got to accept those people like that, right?
I mean, the reality of it is everybody believes different. A lot of people, for whatever life experiences they have, they don't necessarily believe what I believe, and they may not believe in anything at any particular point in time. A lot of it's kind of, it comes and goes. So, sometimes I may be this and sometimes I may be that. It's like sometimes I may be a human being with moving blood and sometimes I may be dust. Who knows? Well,
and again, that's the, the nature of, everybody has a self-determining nature to them. You determine for yourself. I have zero right to, intrude upon that, determination. Unless it's like, well, look, dude, your determination is pushing in on my life, that kind of thing. So, hey, everybody's got that right. So, anyway, so what else you got going on, Brad?
Well, I've been, right now we're uploading Delphi 15, which is our Friday review. And it was a conversation. That was, I don't know if you remember that. It seemed like forever ago, but it was us, not the us that we are now. Not if you believe in Buddhism, or God, or if you believe in...
Well, continue down the Buddhism thing. I mean, we started this little religion thing, so Buddhism was the first thing you brought up. So now, how about some contrasting? I mean, I understand Buddhism is all about, live and let live and, trying to be Zen with everybody. It's like, yin and yang. You balance the bad with the good. Overall, you try to be a good person. You know, and everybody's interpretation of that is different as well. So,
that's right.
Give me some contrast.
You don't use those words in Buddhism, as in Taoism or any other really kind of Asian philosophy. And really, Taoism and Buddhism mixed together create Zen, which is another type of philosophy, which I followed for the better part of my 40s on up. And of course, Zen wants you to slow down. It wants you to breathe. It wants you to walk. It wants you to not be thinking all the time, because you know there's a eternal chatter going on in the brain. And what Buddhism does is to tell you that you're a part of the universe. You arise mutually. You know, the good, the bad, you, other things. Whenever you bring something out that's different, it arises with its many other parts. So, like,
now, just a quick question. Now, the Buddhism thing, is that where the yin and the yang, you know, that black and white teardrop mixing together? I mean, you know, they're in harmony. Is Buddhism the source of that, or is?
Well, that's a Taoism thing. But yeah, it's you know,
okay, I got you. Go ahead, please.
Zen is a mixture. Well, Zen is a mixture of Taoism and Buddhism, and it's like the Chinese version of it. And really, I'm talking about the ancient Chinese. You know, a lot of people have whatever to say about Chinese, but really the whole thing of it is to be natural. In other words, don't have opinions on things, because you never know. It's like sometimes you watch the crowd and you go, oh, yes, I love this one. I love this gladiator. I love this gladiator. And then, oh, no, I don't love this gladiator anymore. So like the Buddhists would go, yes, this is a great person right now, here and now. But then a few minutes later, here and now, they're just another person doing something else. So, like, you don't really get excited about things. You know, Buddhism and Taoism and really all Asian thought is about, you know, it's the religion of no religion. That's what they call it. Buddhism. Alan Watts calls it the religion of no religion. There's nothing. You don't have to have all these special things, because just living, just breathing, just hearing the frogs, just breathing.
Right, but now
you do that,
a lot of that tends to be what I would consider, you know, existentialism. I mean, you know, like you exist, you revel in the spirituality of just existing now. I mean, what I am currently experiencing. So now, you know, you do mention Alan Watts a lot, and I haven't listened to him a whole bunch as much as you quoted him, but is that what his basis is, you know, be sure you live in the here and now, because this is the only life you have. Now, and also, does that relate to these religions you're talking about? I know a lot of religions, like with the Eastern ones, all have a common thread of there's a balance between how crappy you are in life versus how good you are in life. Now, that's a very oversimplification, but give me a contrast.
Well, you know, one thing at a time. You know, of course, you're talking about karma with the last part there. I mean, you're like that's why you're not supposed to have any particular thought about any particular thing, because if you start believing, you start pushing a certain direction, well, then you're building up the other side. You don't call something beautiful without creating ugly in the world. I mean, again, the thing with Buddhism is that it's the religion of no religion. You don't have to do anything but breathe in and out. And now you can all this fancy shit on top of it, but that's it. Breathe in.
You're right, and I just want to interject this right now. But you know, you're talking about that you can't create anything beautiful without creating something ugly. The yin and yang actually show that, the black and the white. See, so that's a very significant thing that I don't think most of the Western culture looks at. You know, so any other ideas?
They don't look at the between. You know, it's called mutual arising. When you create the sunny side of the mountain, you don't not get the shady side of the mountain. They both come together. When you get a male, you don't just get a male, you get a female, because it's a contrast. You don't just get tall without getting short. Because you wouldn't know it was tall if it wasn't short. I mean, there's no.
That's right. without the contrast, then you have no clue that there is a contrast.
That's right.
See,
So you don't
cannot
know
have light without dark, tall without short, fat without skinny. I mean, you pick everything. You have to give it up something to gain another thing. So everything is about balance. Nature, life, everything. Correct?
Well, that's
Do you feel that way?
So you've been talking about the enso. That's the little, yin yang symbols, the enso. Yes, that is exactly it. Because, it's but the thing of it is it's a drip. They call it drip now in the rap songs. They call it Ric Flair drip, go woo. So anyway, so like the drip is like the daily drop, doop, 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 every day, and of course it's always changing. Yesterday is not the same as today. Whom I woke up as yesterday, I won't wake up as today. I'm in the here and now. It's not the same fucking thing. I'm not. If you believe you're the person that walked into the door of the room that you're in right now, you've reincarnated yourself. Because you're not. You're breathed out. There's different air. It's no longer you. It's somebody else. I mean, there's skin cells inside. You're not that same person that walked in that room. If you think you are, you really are reincarnating yourself. You're creating something out of nothing.
Well, if you're actually true with yourself, now this is just my opinion, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to leave you to speak it along. We're only about 12 minutes in, so we got a few minutes. If you have that idea of exactly that type thing, and Brad, you got to save me. I had a brain fart. I lost it completely. What did you just say?
No, I mean, it's all, everything revolves around it. Well, I was talking about the here and now. But all you have is here and now. You don't exist yesterday. You don't exist tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't exist. You would never, ever be able to say, hey, I'm yesterday. No, you're not. Right. You're here and fucking now all of the fucking time. Always. There's no such thing as tomorrow. There's no such thing as yesterday. If there is, bring it to me. Let me see it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you for that. You reminded me. What I was going to try to say is you're absolutely correct. Every experience, I mean, I'm on the phone with you. The cat ran in with a bird in its mouth. It's dark.
Right.
I got distracted and I lost my train of thought. So, everything that happens to you every day changes who you are. So yes, you absolutely wake up a different person every single day. And this was not scripted, I promise. I truly lost my train of thought because of that. And I'm actually kind of glad it happened.
well, the thing of it is that we make too much of it. If you listen to the average person, they're complaining, blaming, worrying about shit that's already happened or shit that hasn't happened yet. If it's already happened, there's nothing you can do about it. If it's not happened yet, there's a lot of shit you can do to prevent that from happening. If I know that I'm going to get ran over if I take Road 63 tomorrow, I'm not taking fucking Road 63, okay? I'm not doing it. And there is ways to change your karma according to this. If you're going along a certain path, you can stop. And, of course, if you believe in here and now, you'll understand that everything's alive. The earth is alive. It's an organic creature. You do not produce. I wasn't put into this world. I came out of it. I am a production of this organic material, this organic creature, this organism called earth. The earth peoples just like an apple tree, apples. Just like a pear tree, pears. It does what it does when it does it. Today. Now tomorrow it may be doing something different, but today it's appling, it's pearing, it's bradding, it's humaning. So it's done.
That's right. And that's where it feeds back to exactly what you were just saying. Every day you have a new experience which changes your perception of the world because your perception is unique to you. Everybody go, oh man, I know what you're feeling. Well, you may have an idea, but you don't know what I'm feeling because, of course, things mean different to different people. So you're absolutely right. I mean, every perception every day changes who you are. I mean, that's why I think so many people are in love one day and the next day suddenly they're like, I really can't stand this chick. Something changes from one day to the next. It's not on purpose. It's not a thing. It's just shit happens. So what do you think about just shit happens?
Well, it's just like a river. See, people want to try to make comparisons of life to holding on to a stone, but that's not the way it works. It's a flow. It's a river. It continually, and what you're looking at continually changes. And what you thought before, what you saw before, what you know, you went to a very rocky place with shallow, clear water, and then it was muddy, and then it rained, and it was muddy again, and then you were in this other place, and then you were here, and then you were there, and then you were a monkey, and then you were something else, and then you were a man, and then you were, something else. Not really a monkey, but, you were some kind of a derivation of thereof. So it always just changes. It's a flow. It is a flow. You cannot look to it as I'm the rock of Gibraltar. Well, God did that. He flooded the whole fucking thing. Okay.
Well, yeah, you're right. There's things like that, but I'm going to try to sum up what I think you're trying to say is most folks need to take the status quo in question and wonder if what you think you know is true is really true. And now that's not a downside to questioning faith or anything like that, but that's kind of a smart thing to just like, well, is the items I believe still holding true today? Well, we do see some differences of that, but now, is that what you're trying to say, or are you trying to say something different?
Well, to me, I don't even look at that. To me, if you know me, you know this is true. I literally ride a raft every day, and sometimes I get off the raft and I walk on land, and sometimes I do something else, and sometimes I do something else. So, man, there's no hard and fast rules. I don't believe that words written down or anything other than words written down. It is what it is. People write it down, and people write all kinds of words down. And I believe some of them, and I take it and I use what I can on my path. My path is not like everybody's path, and I find some things interesting and I use them because I have to deal with other people. But if all I had to do with myself and live in the woods, well, then it would be very much more simple for me. I'd eat and I'd defecate and I'd sleep, and I'd probably be awake. I'd be alive, and I'd be right here and now, whatever I was doing. It's just chatter, and you can pay attention to it, or you can breathe in and out. And the more you breathe in and out, the more you meditate. If you meditate 20 minutes a day, they say, I believe it. I do it. I do it with walking. There's different ways. There's different yogas. There's walking yogas. There's sitting yogas. There's standing yogas, there's laying yogas, there's cross-legged yogas, there's all kinds of yogas. And a yoga, Jesus Christ spoke of a yoga. Yoga is the same word as union. It's connection. It's connection to the organism called existence. You're breathing in and out, right here and now, on something that you came out of, not that you were put at. And you breathe in and out on this thing, and you need to realize, hey, this is me. That's me up there, that star. That's me because I'm part stardust. And this grass is part me because it couldn't be me without that. That couldn't exist without me being here because I would not be able to see it. Then it wouldn't fucking exist. It wouldn't matter. Not to my plane of existence. So, yeah, it's much more simple than people make it. People make all these ghosts and fairies and all this stuff to create this world to keep them busy. But the reality of it is that you're not supposed to stay busy. You're supposed to breathe.
Well, and some of that breathing could be the fact of, we know we have lots of, problems going on in the world in terms of, gun shootings at concerts, people attacking comedians on stage. I mean, you pick it. We've had lots of, other issues going on. And, taking that moment to breathe and, me and you had both, had some comments that, on our cast, about, well, Skinner, y'all salted. I mean, just because you're Southern and sound that way, that means, you don't have a view on the world. You can have a view on the world. The biggest thing is don't stop questioning your boundaries. If everybody exists in a boundary of life. This is what is spelled out for me from birth. I believe in the magic man, the Easter Bunny comes, Santa Claus comes. You know, you believe the norm. There's nothing wrong with questioning life. And if you feel there's something missing, you've got to question. Do not come into peer pressure. And I guess that's what I was trying to get at, is the folks not...
You can be a...
of their... Go ahead, sorry.
Box. Well, it's just, I'm gonna try to tie it up in other language. You know, I'm not trying to be preachy, but you're not going to.
No. Please go ahead. I mean, we're about to 20 minutes. Please cast this off for me.
Let me sum it off. It's real quick, because you don't understand the box you're standing in unless you get outside of it. And if you get outside of it, then you understand really what it's about. It's kind of like Alan Watts also said. He said, well, once you get to the point that you realize that you don't need a religion, then it's fun to have one. That's all I got to say. Good night, my brother.
All right, man. Well, I hate we went off down that road, but I hope everybody, if this gets published, understands this is strictly a, intelligent discussion between two friends about religion. I am not condemning anybody. I just want to put out there, like with our other cats, that question everything. Always ask. If you're not seeking new knowledge, then you're just existing, and that's not living. My opinion, no. All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Keep on breathing. Love you, dude. Out of here.